This is a naturally spawning underground mansion, and this is a giant gravity-defying rock formation. Here are some new 1-in-a-million Minecraft seeds that will completely blow your mind. Woodland mansions are one of the rarest and coolest structures in the game, and this one is even cooler. Not only did this mansion spawn in the middle of a swamp, but it's also right next to this crazy dripstone sinkhole. And if that wasn't cool enough, these waterfalls can even spawn axolotls. Talk about luxury. If you like caves and caverns, you'll love this next seed. Imagine loading up a new Minecraft world to play on, and suddenly you spawn here. You're placed right in the middle of this huge open cavern with near infinite dripstone caves to explore. There's even an ancient city deep inside if you're feeling courageous. But you don't have to go too far to make use of this giant cave. Just follow this waterfall down and you'll end up right next to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exposed diamonds. Good luck mining them though. And you can't craft a pickaxe with this whole cave system being underneath a giant desert with no trees in sight for miles. But thankfully, I have creative mode. Wait, if giant caves and lava pools aren't your style, try out this seed that has to have one of the prettiest spawn points in the entire game. In the middle of this ring of cold, snow-tipped mountains lies a quiet little village, complete with farms, cats, and baby donkeys. Just next to it, there's even a gorgeous flower forest, as well as pigs, chickens, and caves with iron in them, all contained within this beautiful scenery. But even that doesn't compare to this village, which rests on a grassy plain covered in flowers, right above this huge exposed lush cave. There's even a ruined portal and a bunch of food nearby to get you started in this world. It doesn't get better than this. Isn't that right, Mr. Villager? Meow, wow, 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 wow. No, why would you kill an innocent dog? That's just cruel. Most people don't know that there's actually swamp villagers in Minecraft. They look super cool. But unfortunately, Mojang hasn't added villagers for them to spawn in naturally yet. But this seed says otherwise. Slapped right in the middle of this massive swamp is a tiny plains biome covered almost completely by a village. Doesn't this thing look weird? This house is actually completely in the swamp. So if 2 villagers were to procreate, they'd make a little cute swamp villager. Aww. It's too bad we don't have any dwarven villagers though, because they'd fit so perfectly in this seed. A ravine spawned right in the middle of this village, causing some of the houses to be placed underground in the caves. Check it out. There's even a farm down here. Aw, and some cave kitties too. Aww. And this iron golem is on full-time guard down here. There's zombies everywhere. Here, I'll help you. Still, this underground village is nothing compared to the huge ancient cities that were added in the 1.19 update. Just one of these things can span for miles underground, and they feel even cooler when you have to sneak around wardens. But this seed has something even crazier, an underground mega city? That's right, in just this one deep dark biome, there are 15 ancient cities that span over thousands of blocks. Check out the build of this seed. Each one of these lanterns is one city, and there's tons of them. Ancient cities are usually super hard to find though, as they're already extremely rare, and it's even harder to find them when they're so far underground. But this other seed solves that problem. All you've got to do is walk a few blocks from your spawn, dig straight down, and you're there. Ta-da! Oh crap, I didn't bring any tools. I guess I'm stuck down here now. That's cool. Oh, Anyone else remember when zombies and skeleton spawners were the best way to build experience farms? I sure do. Shut up, Grandma! Well, this is 3 mob spawners super close together. Something with a 1 in 4 million chance of happening. I'm never leaving this world again! Everyone's favorite biome has got to be the Mushroom Island, but they can be extremely hard to find. The only problem is if you do find one, mobs can't spawn there. That is, if you exclude mushrooms. Oh yeah, baby. This is all we need. Well, luckily, this seed spawns you into a mushroom's lover's paradise with 4 huge mushroom islands surrounding you. You're welcome. Mushroom islands can only spawn in oceans, but have you ever seen an ocean spawn in the middle of a forest? This seed looks normal when you first spawn in, but if you look over this hill, you'll find an absolutely huge ice lake. And let me tell you, it's not one you want to fall into. If you break just a single ice block, you'll end up sinking down 100 blocks to this huge obsidian floor, covered in rocks filled with exposed diamonds. But you'll probably want to bring a water-breathing potion or something, I don't think you get him back out of here alive. Just saying. What's craziest is that this seed looks even more broken in 1.19.2. Here is a gigantic sinkhole right in the middle of the lake with a massive lava pool at the bottom. It's like somebody went into World Edit and punched the terrain down 100 blocks. And this isn't the only one of these either. A user on Reddit has found a bunch of these, including this wild sinkhole with a woodland mansion directly in the middle of it. These seeds are so new and crazy that we still don't even know why they generate. All we know is that it's something to do with the code and how apparently in certain places the values for what can spawn and where are totally messed up, causing this insanity to happen. If you're brave enough to delve deep into one of the ancient cities, you're usually awarded with some enchantments, gear, and maybe even some music discs. But all of that is comparatively terrible compared to the best chest in Minecraft. Check it out. 4 enchanted golden apples in one chest. The chances of this are actually over 1 in 20,000, which means you'd have to search thousands of ancient cities before you ever see this again. And nobody ain't got time for that. But compared to this next seed, 1 in 20,000 seems like a coin flip. Before heading to the end, most people bring 12 or more Eyes of Ender to complete the portal. But did you know that each individual portal block has a 10% chance to already be filled? And now I know exactly what you're thinking. And you're right. That means portals can spawn in with none. Loser. But they can also be spawned with 12 eyes, just like this one. However, it is insanely rare. 1 in a trillion to be exact. That's a million millions. Ugh, my brain can't even handle that number. Talking about end frames, some seeds have something a little bit more common, but just as weird. Instead of all the frames being filled, only a few of them will be. But the portal will still be lit. This one has just 9 eyes and a full portal. But you can get portals with only 2 eyes which still work. It's some glitchy mechanics with chunk borders that make this work. When you load the world, the game checks 1 chunk at a time for a finished portal. And if it thinks one part of the frame is complete, it'll spawn the portal before it even looks at the rest. I don't even know what I just said. Cool. But let's head back above ground for a second to look at some crazy world generation. Mojang recently changed how terrain is made to make it seem more realistic. But when you look at this seed, it feels as though they completely messed it up. I promise you, I'm not in an amplified world. This is just how it looks around here. Complete with crazy cliff faces, floating islands, and awesome overhangs, this area has it all. It even has a lava stream burning all the plants near it to the ground. I'll admit, it does look cool when it breaks the bamboo though. Sorry, pandas. But this next one takes the cake for my favorite seed in Minecraft. Take a look at this. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. It looks like some sort of crazy asteroid belt, or maybe the ring surrounding a planet. I guess because this is a stony peaks biome in the middle of an ocean, the game tried to make huge mountains and rocks, but it glitched out in a major way. I could totally imagine someone building a mysterious orb or machine that's supposed to make all of these rocks and precious minerals float in the air like this. I'll do it myself, but building isn't really my strong suit. Now, you're gonna have to trust me when I say that Mojang really did update the world generation recently, because worlds like this one make me question it myself. This seed spawns you right in the middle of the ocean, with no land anywhere to be seen. How does that even happen? The best part about this seed is that there's also tons of dangerous structures nearby, like a drowned ruin here, and even an ocean temple right next to spawn over there. I mean, I can't even make a sword to fight these things off. But apparently it's not just players that can spawn floating above the water, because this seed has a woodland mansion doing exactly the same thing. This tiny island next to it is the only piece of land for miles around, and the F3 screen says it's still part of the ocean biome. The wildest part of this is that the game says this mansion actually spawned at the coordinates 0, 0, right in the center of the map. And these coordinates aren't even a dark oak forest. If I had to guess, the generation glitched out and thought there was just 1 block in a dark oak biome, but that would be crazy lucky. But if a floating mansion is too boring for you, how about a mansion buried underground? And if that's still not enough, why not put a village on top of it too? This seed is truly 1 in a million. There's houses inside roofs, roofs inside houses, and even a house just hanging out on its own in the middle of the mansion. But my favorite part is to be these random sprinkles of grass and huge blocks of stone in the roof of the mansion. I wonder what would happen if you started a raid here. Spawning right next to a village is great, allowing you to loot up, get food, and set yourself up for the nether. But with this seed, that's not exactly the case. Here, you spawn right next to an abandoned zombie zombie village! Sure, there's a couple of hay bales, but don't try going in any of the houses. Around any corner could be a zombie just waiting to... Ah! Gosh! I should have seen that coming. When you spawn into this seed, you might be tempted to check out the beautiful coral reef in the ocean right next to you. But as soon as you turn around, you'll be met with the truly gigantic Badlands mountain range. This Badlands stretches from sea level to far above the clouds. The rocky parts high up are covered in iron and emeralds, and there's masses of long, winding caves that stretch for miles underneath the huge pile of terracotta and stone up top. And we're not even talking about the crazy, spiky rock formations found all over this area, and the truly massive cliffs that open up to reveal caves with mine shafts, lakes, and even an ancient city below. So if you're looking for a seed to explore, this is your best bet. But let's talk about a different kind of seed for a moment. Speedrunning is a crazy way of playing Minecraft where you simply just try and beat the game as fast as possible. And if you want the cheat code, we got you. This current seed spawns you in a village with beds for the dragon, chests with obsidian, a ruined portal giving you everything to light the nether portal in minutes. But once you're in the nether, you don't need to stop for blazes or endermen, because the end portal in the stronghold is one of the 1 in a trillion glitched ones I mentioned earlier, and lets you enter as soon as you're back in the overworld, making this seed even rarer than 1 in a trillion. It's literally the best seed in the world. But the most popular form of Minecraft speedrunning doesn't let you pick the seed. You have to make a random world every single time. This means that if you even want a chance at the world record, you need to get lucky enough to have everything you need to beat the game nearby. And that's exactly what Duke did in his current world record. Duke spawned into this 1 in a million seed totally random. You spawn near a buried treasure with all the valuable items you needed for tools, as well as an underwater lava pool to make a portal with. In the nether was a bastion you can use to trade with piglins, as well as a nether fortress super close with a blaze spawner in it. Finally, the stronghold he got had a super easy route to the end portal, which saved him a ton of time. From there, he used the wool he got from trading with piglins to make beds and kill the ender dragon in literally record time. But you know what? I think I can beat this with ease. Check this out. Okay, come on. Come on, Grandma! Respect your elders, Sonny Jim! Dad! Subscribe!